guys. Yeah. So this happened. Wow. Yeah, not like we haven't called it for how long now. We've been saying that they'll try and get rid of him. Alright, so... Alright, let me quick go through. And the color rate. And that. Alright, guys. So, yes, obviously Trump was at a rally today in Pennsylvania, I believe it was. And he was shot at. I saw a lot of people claiming he was shot, which I think is just incorrect. He was shot at. The facts do matter in this. But we are going to break down everything, including what we know, especially regarding the shooter, because there's a lot of misinformation out there regarding this. So, obviously, guys, if you haven't seen it, we'll play it now for you very, very quickly.
Take a look at what happened.
So that shot you heard there was them returning fire and killing the shooter. I do have questions about why it took so long, but let's keep going.
Moving to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Down. Down.
Are we good?
So you keep hearing them there say shoot it down, which is obviously after they've shot him.
Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
We're good to move.
Clear.
Let's move. Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes. That's so fucking trumpy.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay. Shoot down. Shoot.
Watch out.
Wait.
And probably the image that will best sum up this 2024. First of all, I'd like to put my condolences out to the family of one of the crowd members who was killed. There were several others injured, so hopefully they are fine, but there was one member of the crowd who did die. I also thoughts and prayers go to the Trump family, and thank God, quite literally, that he was okay. I'd also like to thank the Democrats, because you just won Trump the election. Anybody that thought this was a good idea, you've literally just won the 2024 election for Trump. Now, that said, it's hugely important that every Republican vote on the 5th of November. I'm sure it's the 5th of November. 5th of November, or whenever the election is this year. Do not take your foot off the pedal. Make sure everybody votes. Make sure you get people, you do carpooling, you take everybody to vote. Because that's how they're going to win this. They're going to ballot harvest, and they're going to try and sway the election by going through and just doing a mass amounts of votes, right? So you have to make sure that it's such a huge margin that there's not enough printers in the world to print those ballots. So we do have this photo here, right? So Donald Trump was here, the gunman was over here, and armed security was here. This is the guy that you see on the roof with the sniper rifle and the spotter. Here's the gunman over here, and here's Trump here. It was about a 200 feet or 200 meter trip. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of reports coming out about the fact that so here's the sniper and the snipers, I should say. But yeah, there's a lot of reports coming out that that he actually had moved vehicles or moved buildings So Secret Service faces questions after Trump assassination attempt. So man suspected of shooting. I don't know why they say suspected. Like, come on, it's on video. Former US Trump has been named by the FBI as Thomas Matthew Cooks. He's a 20-year-old from Bethlehem Park, Pennsylvania. Trump was shot during the rally in Pennsylvania. Secret Service agents swarming the former president, it's still a president, even if after the White House, after the series of gunshots. He was quickly bundled off stage and into a vehicle. Well, according to reports, he's doing well and grateful to law enforcement officers, according to the statement. Like I say, there's obviously Secret Service sniper, there's Trump's stage area, and there was the gunman. But the thing is that the real question is like stuff like this. So this is an eyewitness to the actual shooting.
Who was along the fence line. I'm just meeting him right now, sir. Thank you so much. You're talking to KDKA. Can I have your name and what did you see and hear?
It was Ben Macer. I was at the same point that probably the witness you were talking to earlier. I was up at the fence line. Saw the guy move from roof to roof, told an officer that he was on the roof. The officer come looking, I went back to heard that there was somebody that could see the person, so I went back to where they were standing, saw the person, went back and told the officer again that if he goes back to that particular spot, he can see the person, figuring that he would go on radio. And when I turned around to go back to where I was is when the gunshots started, and then it was just chaos, and we all came running away, and that was that.
So, let me get this right. So you actually saw the man on top of the roof behind us?
Yes.
And you're saying people reported that to law enforcement, saying there's a man on the roof of the building?
Yes, there were two officers that were actively searching. You could tell they were searching and looking for somebody, and we just tried to help and tell them where the guy was. And they, at some point, somebody obviously found him, or the snipers found him, and that was the end of his decisions.
Did you get a good look at the guy on the roof?
I did not have a good look at him, but I just seen him going from one building to another. There was a little gap in between, and he went. And when I went back to see the people that I heard that could see him, seen a quick look at him there, and then went to the officer to tell the officer, and that was all that I got.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I have no idea. It was, at first I didn't know what I heard, and then once it became clear what I heard, that it was just getting out of there, and I helped a lady that had a 4-year-old kid.
Right, so, and this is not the first time that we've heard this. I presume this is just the rest of the stuff. But yeah, this is the second time I'm seeing another witness come forward saying that they are actually gone through and they told police that he was up there, and the police really didn't do a lot. But yeah, it's crazy that they would tell the police that there's a guy moving from roof to roof, presumably carrying a weapon, and they didn't do anything. So people have gone through and said it's a Night Force TAC 7 35 to 56 scope with rangefinder. Yeah. So it would have been 141 yards to target. So, yeah. But yeah, obviously at the end of the day, people are sounding off on this. Here's an interesting thing too, is that Louder with Crowder Undercover have gone to where the guy lives, and they're coming across this.
I have no idea.
What? I can't. Excuse me. What's going on?
I have no idea.
What? I can't go down the road?
Nope.
Why not?
Because I was told to close it.
What's that?
Because I was told to close it.
Okay. Are you Secret Service?
No, I'm not.
You're not.
The issue was quit photographing me.
Well, I'm allowed to, sir.
Well, you can move on too.
I can, but I'm allowed to photograph.
You can get out of the way. I got traffic coming. You can go.
I'll go.
Now.
All right. Have a good one.
So that's interesting too, right? Seems like they've closed off the road. Yeah, I have no idea why. I suppose to stop people from surveilling, I suppose. I'm not quite sure. We have supposedly found, the internet has found this. This is him been accepting his graduation at school.
Crooks.
Haley Madison Rapali.
So there he is there. At the end of the day, there's putting blame. So there have been a few angry people, and myself included, that have blamed the mainstream media regarding this. I do think they held a lot responsible, because they're the ones for 8 years now have been going on about Trump being Hitler. What did you think was going to happen when you go through and you keep saying about how much this guy's like Hitler? Keep making references to this guy being Hitler. How he's going to tear down democracy. What do you think is going to happen?
This is your fault! Remember what you caused! This is your fault! You! This is your fault! Every last one! This is your fault! It is their fault! This is your fault! You! This is your fault! I got you. Easy. Your fault! This is your fault! You want this!
And to be honest, I can't disagree with them. Like, they've been calling him Hitler for how many years now? What did you expect was going to happen? Now, obviously, there has been some information that came out about the girl that's in charge of the Secret Service. So in September 2022, a Biden administration appointed the former head of security of PepsiCo to the head of the United States Secret Service. Okay. She then implemented a woke agenda, quoting a 30-30 pledge, aiming to employ female workforce percentages of at least 30% by the year 2030. She went from guarding a warehouse full of Cheetos, which is I believe is a Pepsi brand. Pepsi owns Cheetos. People are upstanding or not understanding the reference there. It's literally Cheetos is owned by Pepsi, I believe. Let me double check. So I just typed into Google this. Cheetos is a brand of cheese-flavored corn chips produced by a subsidiary of PepsiCo. Right? That's how the people are going. Like, she's gone from going through and protecting Cheetos to protecting the first president, or protecting a president. So, guarding a warehouse full of Cheetos to protecting a President Trump from assassination while implementing a woke agenda. What could possibly go wrong? So, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, there's that.
Conscious.
There's more here. This is the Secret Service Directory, Kimberly Chenick. Instead of focusing on keeping our leaders like Trump safe, she's more worried about diversity and hiring women.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Carre to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
That workforce will be pivotal for the 2024 campaign season, which for the first time includes a former president who already has lifetime protection.
So, yeah, you know, obviously she's worried about diversity and not so much. Now, at the end of the day, I will say that Bill Maher actually has won me over a little bit here. He has actually spoken hours after a comedy festival, or hours after the assassination at a comedy festival, and let's play this.
Well, unequivocally denounced. I don't care what you think about that. Fucking horrible. Not funny. I'm sure there will be jokes that people will make because they hate him so much about they wish it went the other way. Not for me. Not for me. Not funny in any dimension. And whoever did this, whoever was the shooter, has done so much damage to the left. Lost a lot of moral high ground. And you're the violent people. You know, liberals don't shoot people. Liberals don't solve it that way. Or even suggest. And when I say moral high ground, I just read this on my show last night, the 2025 project, that is the sort of the plank of the Republican Party, which starts their convention tomorrow in Milwaukee. I will be there to go to the strip clubs and see who's there. But the guy who wrote that, he said, this is our new plank. He said, this is new revolution for America.
Right. So the whole Project 2025 is another video that I need to talk about. To be honest, guys, Trump doesn't even know what a Project 2025 is, so trying to tie it to Trump is like trying to tie me to being black. But anyway, we have Andrew Tate has responded a couple of times regarding this, but let's see what the top G has to say.
Let's assume the Secret Service are not compromised, and let's assume they did not deliberately ignore a shooter on the only building in the vicinity's roof long enough for him to...
Is that a cigarette pack there?
...to get off shots at the president before they neutralized him and he couldn't be interrogated. Let's pretend that they're not compromised and instead they're just grossly inept. Then you have to come to the conclusion that this is just a lone wolf, crazy guy. He wasn't inspired in any way. He wasn't given a free shot by the deep state. No, this is just some lone wolf crazy guy. Well, my question there is, we're often told about how dangerous the rhetoric of people on the right are. How an anti-immigration rhetoric or an anti-LGBT rhetoric fosters hate and it makes it dangerous for people to go about their lives. Are the left going to take any accountability at all for their rhetoric, calling Trump literally Hitler and the next demon who will destroy the entire democracy of the United States and by extension the Western world? Are they responsible for their words now if the story they want us to believe that this is just a lone wolf is true at all? Or is it only us who are responsible for trying to protect things like our nation and our sovereignty and our religion and our towns and our cities?
So this is 100% right. You keep going on about how it's the right. The right's the violent one. Like Bill Maher says, you just lost the high ground. And not only that, but you've had the media go on about how Trump is literally Hitler. They were going on just weeks ago about him and making references to rats and how that was Hitler-esque.
Cities. Are any of them going to say sorry for the shit they've been talking for years? Or are they allowed to say whatever they want despite consequences? All of their bullshit pandering now. We don't believe in political violence. We didn't want this to happen. We're glad Trump's okay. No, you're fucking not. No, you are not. You've been calling for this shit to happen. This is passive aggression, feminine garbage. I didn't start the argument. I did bit. You know exactly what you did. You've been praying for some fucking moron to try this, based on the words you've been purporting and pushing to the populace endlessly since 2016. These people need to be held accountable. And if they're not going to be held accountable, then I hope the right get their balls back and start saying exactly what they fucking think when they fucking think it the way they want to say it, and stop sugarcoating everything and washing everything down. Because you can't find any men left on the internet or the world who say it exactly like it is anymore. They're scared. Well, if these people are going to say whatever they want and incite genuine violence, you should say whatever you want, considering you don't incite violence. Who's attacking the left-wing politicians? Even though they're the ones who locked us in our houses, forced everyone to get an injection, flooding your cities with migrants and illegals. Who's attacking them? Nobody. So who's actually inciting violence?
Yeah, 100% has a point. I like Tate sometimes. I really do. Other times I can't stand him, but I generally like him. TikToker says it's the worst day of his life because Trump wasn't assassinated. This is the sort of rhetoric that we get. This is what we're talking about. It's this stuff.
Just got out of the movies, and for a split second, I thought Donald Trump had been assassinated. And I thought to myself, this is the best fucking day of my life. And then he wasn't. So it's the worst day of my life.
This is the left. Literally advocating for this. And this is not an isolated case for someone that says, oh, you found one guy. No, you go through all the replies today. So many people, all on the left, going on about how they were, we were 2 inches away from democracy. You need to look up the definition of friggin' democracy if that's what you think. Secondly, everybody on the left, all these people on the left, Cenk Uygur was sitting there going on about how it doesn't sound like a gun. He thought it was a paintball gun. Oh, but we don't condone violence. Yeah, right. By the way, did you hear? Top-hand Democrat wanted to remove Trump's Secret Service protection if he's sent to prison. This was from April. Thank God that didn't happen. The US Secret Service denies claims it refused more protection for Trump. Yeah, right. But they have removed Secret Service or refused to receive Secret Service protection for John F. Kennedy, his nephew, Robert Kennedy. So, I put about as much faith in this as me being able to build a brand new bridge. But they have refused it from Robert Kennedy 3 times now. Like, I'm sorry, but if your name's Kennedy and you're running for president, even as an independent, you should be given protection. It should be, yes, 100%, here it is. So we do have this out. So this is coming out regarding the shooter, and I find this interesting. So Thomas Matthew Cooks, 20-year-old that shot or tried to shoot Trump, tried to assassinate Trump, I should say, is actually in a video that was produced by BlackRock. Interesting enough. The ad was filmed at the Bethel Park High School.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics.
There he is right there. So already we're starting to notice that this guy has some deep state ties, right? The BlackRock 30-second TV from keep an eye on this page to learn about the songs, characters, blah, 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 blah. So it was BlackRock. I found that was interesting in itself. So the big thing that's going around at the moment is that this kid was a Republican, and I doubt that. But let's break it down. So, his status is active, date of birth is that, party Republican, are you an annual mail-in or absentee voter is no, right? And that's his address there, right? And this is actually his voter status. But here's the thing. He donated to Act Blue. So what Republican donates to Act Blue? Right? In case you're not familiar, here is their wiki page here. Act Blue endorses individual candidates, open to the Democratic campaigns. So progressive and progressive organizations. So its affiliation is a Democratic Party, right? So there's that. There's their name of committee in full is Act Blue. He gave $15. So everybody's looking at this and going, oh my God, he was a Republican. Let me give you another scenario. He changed his voter records in 2022 so that he could register as a Republican, so that he could go through and try and do what they were doing with Nikki Haley. And what state was Nikki Haley getting a whole bunch of Democrat voters? Let me check that out. So I just typed in Democrats voted for Nikki Haley in the Republican. Democrats voted for Nikki Haley in the Republican, and there have been instances where Democrats have voted for Nikki Haley in the Republican primary. So here it is here. Inside the we only care about damaging Donald Trump. Inside the New Hampshire campaign to persuade Democrats to vote for Nikki Haley. At the rally in New Hampshire this week, Donald Trump rallied against liberal efforts to affiliate the state's upcoming Republican primary, accusing Democrats and never-Trump conservatives of conspiring to elect Nikki Haley. That's what I think is happening here. When they turn around and they're like, oh my God, this guy... Oh, that just closed the window. This guy is a Democrat. I'm like, no, he's registered as a Republican. I'm like, no, he's registered as a Republican, but I don't think he's actually a Republican. I think at the end of the day that he's actually a Democrat who has changed his affiliation so that he could do this thing here where they go through and vote for the vote for Nikki Haley and stuff like that. Main reason I say that is because he donated to Act Blue. Like, even if he was like a never-Trumper, like some DeSantis wannabe or whatever, then at the end of the day, I doubt they would still give to Act Blue. So he's pretty clearly a Democrat. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Yeah, I do find this is very interesting. But let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section. Apart from that, guys, obviously the video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube.